Welcome to part 3 of Echo of Wisdom. In this third part, we will listen to gentle yet powerful reminders that from hardship, we learn to slow down. From suffering, we learn acceptance. From the environment around us, we see what we are becoming. From empty hands, we learn to let go. From innocence, we understand what love truly is. And from the depths of loneliness, we discover the eternal strength within ourselves. 1. When facing difficulties, slow down. In life, no one escapes storms. Sometimes it's an unexpected event, a bitter failure, or a loss that seems impossible to recover from. Our natural instinct is to rush for an escape like someone lost at sea, flailing desperately to escape the waves. But the more we struggle, the more exhausted we become. The more hurried we are, the more lost we get. At that moment, what we need is not to run faster, but to slow down. Slow down to see the path clearly. Lao Tzu once said, "Stillness conquers movement. Softness conquers hardness. In stillness, clarity appears. When the mind is chaotic, no matter how far we go, we only wander in fog." Slow down and ask, what is the true nature of this difficulty? Is it truly the end, or simply a bend in the road? Does it block all paths, or is there a hidden trail I haven't seen yet? Slow down so panic does not take control. When inner storms rise, panic often takes the driver's seat, pushing reason aside. We rush to make decisions just to soothe immediate fear, but they lead to greater ruin later. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, once wrote, "If you are cast into the sea, what you must do is keep your mind from sinking with the waves. True strength lies in remaining calm amid chaos." Slowing down is how we regain the will. When the breath steadies, when the step becomes firm, we realize it is not panic that carries us away, we choose how to walk through it. Slow down to hear yourself. In difficult moments, countless voices rise within. Worry, anger, self-blame, fear. If we rush along, all we hear is noise. But when we slow down, another voice emerges, gentle, clear, calm, the voice of the deep inner self. That voice of wisdom has always been there, waiting for us to be still enough to hear. Thích Nhất Hạnh once taught, stopping is not to escape, but to see the path clearly. To slow down is to stop, to breathe, to return to oneself. Only then can we step forward with clarity. Slowing down does not mean giving up. It is the art of moving through storms with steadiness. Like a boat in the tempest, not struggling to turn wildly, but lowering its sails, anchoring, and waiting for calmer seas. Like a bird, not straining against violent winds, but folding its wings, hiding in the clouds, and soaring again when the sky clears. When hardship comes, slow down. Slow down to see the path. Slow down to hold your mind steady. Slow down to remember, in every circumstance, you can keep moving forward as long as you walk with awareness. 2. Refusal of reality, the root of suffering. If we observe carefully, we will see. Most of our worries, fears, hurts, and anxieties come from one source, the refusal of reality. We suffer not only because of loss, but because we cannot accept that loss is part of life. We worry not only because the future is uncertain, but because we cannot accept that uncertainty is its nature. We fear not only because of hardship, but because we cannot accept that hardship is also a form of living. Thus, the real pain lies not in events themselves, but in our clinging attitude. A rainfall, for one who accepts, is simply rain. For one who resists, it becomes misery. A closed door, for one who accepts, is the necessary ending. For one who resists, it is an unhealing wound. Acceptance does not mean resignation. Acceptance is wisdom to see reality as it is. When we accept, space opens for peace to return. For all things are impermanent. Life is ever-changing. Only the mind insists on grasping the unchanging in an endless flow, and that grasping is what creates pain. The Buddha once said, "Nothing brings more suffering than clinging, and nothing brings more freedom than letting go." When we practice acceptance, acceptance of truth, of contradictions, of the unexpected, the darkness gradually fades. We realize peace was never absent. It was only veiled by our resistance. 3. You become what you are exposed to long enough, The human mind is like a clear mirror, but it not only reflects, it absorbs what it touches. Images, sounds, words, people, environments all leave traces, like dust settling on the glass. At first, it seems harmless, but over time, these marks change the way we see the world and ourselves. Live in a negative environment, hearing constant complaints, seeing envy, breathing in that heavy atmosphere, and negativity seeps into your blood. It becomes a thinking habit, an unconscious reflex. Stay close to falsehood, and you begin wearing masks. Stay near doubt, and your faith erodes. But likewise, stay close to light, and your soul brightens. Stay near love, and your heart softens. Feed your mind with wisdom, and it gradually expands. Long-term exposure is assimilation. Like white cloth soaked in black ink, it darkens. Soaked in fragrance, it carries the scent forever. Therefore, be mindful of what you let into your mind. A book, a song, a friend, a workplace, these are not just temporary choices, but seeds planted into the person you are becoming. As the old saying goes, near ink, you are stained black. Near light, you shine bright. This is not only moral teaching, but also a law of consciousness. We are the result of what we are exposed to daily. Every passing moment, the mind is quietly being shaped, either lifted by light or dragged by shadow. So if you want to know who you will become in 5 or 10 years, look at what and whom you expose yourself to today and with what attitude. In the end, you are the sum of everything you allow yourself to absorb each day. 4. You came into life empty-handed, so why cling to everything? When we first cry and enter this world, we have no money, no fame, no status. And when we close our eyes to leave, we cannot take anything with us. A human life, if seen to its end, is simply a journey of borrowing. We borrow our body from our parents, our breath from the sky and earth, our love from those who walk beside us. Even our name, our house, our land, our car, all are just entrusted to us for a while, until the day we let them go and return to nothingness. And yet, paradoxically, it is precisely these things that never truly belong to us that become the causes of our suffering. We compete to possess them, grieve when they are lost, worry when they are not firmly in our grasp. Life spins endlessly around fear. Fear of loss, fear of lack, fear of being less than others. If all is temporary, why suffer for things that can never be carried with us? Wealth, reputation, status, they are but garments we borrow for the journey. What truly remains is not what we cling to, but what we leave in the hearts of others. Kindness, a smile that lifts someone up, a beautiful memory in another's life. Wisdom is not in how much we accumulate, but in how gently we can let go. When we live lightly, we may hold less, but we enjoy more. When we do not overvalue everything, we can live fully in each moment, grateful for each breath, joyful in each simple thing. And at the end, when we must return empty-handed, we will smile, for we have lived a life not wasted, not burdened by possession, but liberated by letting go. 5. Only a childlike mind truly knows love. Love cannot bloom in a mind filled with suspicion. A heart that constantly calculates gain and loss, that always doubts, will never taste the pure sweetness of love. Love arises only when we preserve the innocence within the ability to trust, to give, to be moved sincerely without demanding return. It lives in purity, without reason, without logic, just a miraculous meeting of two souls. This world is not innocent. It is full of wounds, betrayals, and lies. Yet in this very world, only those who still dare to remain innocent can love, can trust, can live wholeheartedly. For innocence here is not foolishness, but the greatest courage. The courage to keep the heart pure in a dusty reality. A person does not grow old when their hair turns gray, but when their heart no longer knows how to tremble. And a person truly lives only when they are still innocent enough to love, to believe in beauty even after the world has disappointed them many times. 6. Ajahn Chah once said, "When you understand the nature of loneliness, you will never feel lonely again." He taught, "Let loneliness come to its end. If you can go through it, then wherever you are, you will never feel alone again. Loneliness is often seen as a terrifying darkness, a silent room we dare not enter. We try to fill it with noise, with people, with work, with fleeting pleasures, anything to avoid facing the emptiness inside. Yet, the more we avoid it, the more loneliness grows, surrounding us from within. But loneliness is, in truth, a necessary trial. It strips away every support we used to cling to. No one to lean on, no place to hide. It places us before ourselves, a meeting we have delayed for too long. And in that moment, if we have the courage not to flee, but to stay, we will discover beneath the emptiness a hidden treasury of infinite strength. For only in the depths of loneliness do we realize we are not as lacking as we thought. We ourselves are our eternal companion. That companion has never left. We simply forgot their presence while searching outside. Once a person has walked through the full depth of loneliness, they no longer fear silence. In the midst of a crowded street or in a barren desert, they still feel whole, because wholeness no longer comes from outside, but from within. Loneliness, then, is a rite of passage for the soul, like the dark night that shelters a seed before it sprouts, like the vast silence that allows the moon to shine. If we dare to remain with it, not just endure it, but walk through it one day, we emerge with a strength unshakable, the strength of a soul that has learned to befriend itself. And then, loneliness is no longer fear. It becomes teacher, it becomes a doorway into the deepest freedom. Freedom from the haunting need of another's presence to feel that we exist.